Hi children, I hope you understood the first part of the lesson of heat. So today we are going to learn some more in the chapter heat lesson. So on that you learn what is temperature, and next you learn thermal equilibrium between two substances when they are in contact, and learn that heat energy travels from higher energy to lower energy. So these you learn in the first topic, and in those activities you learn that is absolute temperature is directly proportional to kinetic energy, and the heat energy is flow gives the direction of flow of energy, and this heat energy depends upon different substances and materials. So today we will continue the lesson, the remaining part. In this you have simple experiment. What the simple experiments means? Simple activities. You take any two beakers or two vessels, vessel A and vessel B. Just as an example you have observed. In these two beakers, you take same volume of water, same volume of water. Suppose you have taken 200 ml of water in each beaker. In first beaker you have the water temperature is 40 degrees centigrade, whereas in second beaker you have the temperature of water 60 degrees centigrade. So in first beaker you have taken 200 ml of water of 40 degrees centigrade. In second beaker you have taken 200 ml of water of temperature 60 degrees centigrade. After that you mix these two in another beaker. You take another beaker C. In that beaker you mix these two waters A plus B volumes. You mix the two beakers volumes in this, and then find the temperature. So if you find the temperature, here the volumes are similar. So the temperature, one is 40 and one is 60. When you combine these two, you have a resultant temperature. That resultant temperature is nothing but it will be between 60 and 40 degrees. It will be between 40 and 60 degrees. That is one activity. What is the second activity is? Second one, similarly take A and B two beakers. One you take 100 ml of water, and another one you take 400 ml of water. 400 ml of water. One you take 100 ml of water, and B 400 ml of water with temperature 60 degrees and 40 degrees. Again similarly, add these two in the third beaker. In first beaker, if you observe first activity, the resultant temperature 40-60 means it may be near to 50 degrees. But whereas if you observe here, the 400 ml hot water temperature 60 degrees is more than 100 ml 40 degrees. So the resultant temperature will be between maybe 50 to 60 because the volume is more. Similarly now, in third activity, you take both similar volumes. Take similar volumes, 100 ml of water in A, 100 ml of water in B. Then the temperatures are 40 and 60, or 100 ml or 100 grams also you can write it. So here the masses or the volumes of both the masses are equal in both the beakers. Now the temperature of 40, that is we are assuming, you can write it as T1. This is T2. Here if you observe, the masses of both are same, but the temperatures you are getting 40 and 60. So here when the masses are same, and if you mix these two in the third beaker, the resultant temperature will be compulsory, that is 40 and 60. 60 plus 40, 100. 100 by 2 it will be 50 degrees. So here what is the meaning? So if the volumes are similar, the different temperatures is there, then resultant temperature will be average of the given temperature. If the temperature is higher for more volume, then resultant temperature will be near to the higher volume temperature. If the temperature is near to the lower, then you mix, then it will be near to the lower volume temperature. So from this what you understand, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Here you are taking different masses. So here the energy we write it as Q. Heat is represented as Q. So the Q1 means the first beaker, the heat energy of first beaker if you observe. So here Q1, in this we are taking 100 grams of water. That is the writing mass. This heat. Mass M1. Temperature. We are writing as T1. In second one, the heat will be heat energy in that one will be Q2. Mass will be M2. And T2 is the temperature. T2 will be the temperature. So what you learn, energy is neither created nor destroyed. So from this what you understand, the heat energy in both the volumes or the masses of water, it should be equal. So here the masses M1, T1 for first vessel, M2, T2 mass and temperature T2. So the heat energy received in the first vessel is Q1, the heat energy in the second vessel is Q2. So here we observe that the masses are different. So these masses, if you observe, when they combine each other, we get a resultant temperature. So the difference between this T2, T1 or T1, T2, this we write it as delta T. Here T2 is greater than T1. Here T1 is greater than T2. Then we represent as delta T, means the change in the temperature. The change in the temperature. So this depends upon what? The material or the substances. All the substances do not receive same energy. So different substances receive different energy. So for this what you can say, the Q, the energy received by any heat energy received by any substance is directly proportional to M delta T. M delta T. When you remove this proportionality, we write as Ms delta T, where S is called specific heat of the substance. Specific heat of the substance. So the heat energy receiving nature is different from copper to aluminum, aluminum to water, ice, everything. So every substance do not receive same energy or do not radiate same energy. So this Q is directly proportional to M delta T, and that we write that Q is equal to Ms delta T. S is called specific heat of the substances. So you know Q, energy measured in calories, M mass, grams. Delta T is temperature in degree centigrade, but we don't know what is S. So to find the S units, we write as S is equal to Q by M delta T. That is, we write it as calorie per gram hyphen degree centigrade. So the unit of energy specific heat is what? Calorie per gram degree centigrade. So this is what in CGS units. This is in CGS units. If you want to write this in MKS units, we write it as joule per kg Kelvin. Joule per kg Kelvin. So the specific heat is now what? Q is equal to Q by M delta T. The units are calorie per gram degree centigrade, and in SI units we write as joule per kg Kelvin. So now what is specific heat? The specific heat is nothing but the amount of heat received or amount of heat required for 1 unit of mass. For unit of mass to rise 1 degree centigrade. That we call it as specific heat. So the specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. This is more than other substances. The specific heat of ice is 0.5 calorie per gram degree centigrade. The specific heat of copper is 0.095 degrees calorie per gram degree centigrade. So if you observe the definitions, you see the children. The specific heat definition and the table, if you observe, you have the values, calories, water, lead, aluminium, copper, mercury, glass, ice, seawater and water, at last air. So like that, these are the conversions. So 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade, you can write it as 4.186 into 10.3 joule per kg Kelvin, or you can write it as 4.2 into 10 cube joule per kg Kelvin. So this is the main units always they ask in the exam. What are the units of specific heat? What is meant by S? So for every substance we have different specific heat depending upon the amount of energy required to 1 unit of mass to rise up to 1 degree centigrade. So this we call as specific heat of the substance. In general they will be asking, why nowadays we are using copper bottom vessels for cooking? In olden days they used to use only aluminium vessels. Aluminium having specific heat more than copper. But nowadays for steel or any vessels, you are using only copper bottom vessels. Why copper bottom vessels we are using? It distributes the energy equally and gives more heat to the vessel. So easily we can cook the food, or heat the water or milk quickly. So in less time, the energy will be received uniformly by the vessel through the copper bottom. If it is a copper bottom, the vessel receives uniformly energy quickly. So we can cook or boil or do anything. That is either cooking or boiling water or boil milk. We can do that. So in general they will ask why we are using copper bottom vessels. Now coming to the lesson. So in general I told you on the day, in hot water if you put the food grains, they will be jiggling. In hot water, I take the food color and put the food grains. Then food grains will be jiggling, means there will be movement, somewhat movement in the water. Here what is the meaning of movement? We say that the energy is received. But in the lower class itself we learn matter exists in 3 states: solids, liquids and gases. Here in any condition when energy is received, there is a change in the position of the atoms or the particles in the molecules. So when they move, they have some kinetic energy. And when this kinetic energy is there, the atoms or the molecules move in all directions. That is, the rotational energy is there. They collide with each other. So they have vibrational energy. So the molecules in a substance, what type of energy will be there now? They have rotational energy, vibrational energy, linear kinetic energy and kinetic energy. So when heat is received by the particles or the molecules, they will be having all these kinds of energies. So you should keep in mind what all combined we call as substance, the total energy, that is total internal energy is, the total internal energy is nothing but sum of these energies. The total internal energy is sum of these energies. So basic on this, we'll write down simple equation, simple derivation. So from this what we understand, the Q is directly proportional to M delta T, that is Q is equal to MS delta T. So in the before activity, if you observe, when the different substances are there, suppose you take water or copper or any two substances if you take, the different substances will receive different energies. In that case, we write that Q1 is equal to M1 S delta T. M1 S delta T. Q2 is equal to M2 S delta T. MS delta T. Here delta T we write it as resultant temperature minus T. Here T1 is less than T2. T1 is less than T2. So here M2S is equal to T2 minus T. T2 minus T. So we observe that there is no destroying of that is energy is neither created nor destroyed. So these two energies Q1 and Q2 must be equal. When you equate this M1ST minus T1 is equal to M2ST 2 minus T. So both sides S specific heat is there, so you can cancel. So simplify this. M1T minus M31 is equal to M2T2 minus M2T. So bring T terms on one side. So M1T minus M2T is equal to M1T1 plus M2T2. M2T2. So in next step we can write this as M1 plus M2 T common is equal to M1 T1 plus M2 T2. So T is equal to M1 T1 plus M2 T2 by M1 plus M2. So the experiment what we have done, we have taken different volumes of water and masses of water and we mixed. In that condition, what will be the resultant temperature? The resultant temperature T will be equal to M1 T1 plus M2 T2 by M1 plus M2. So this formula should write. This we call as thermal equilibrium temperature. Thermal equilibrium temperature, and this we can find the resultant temperature as method of mixers. That is we call principle of mixers. What is the principle of mixer? Method of mixers. Heat energy is equal to heat energy lost is equal to heat energy gained by the body. So from this what to understand? Heat energy lost by a body is equal to heat energy gained by the body. So from this we can write, we can do a simple problem. This is what to understand? Heat lost by a body is equal to heat gained by another body. That is net heat lost is equal to net heat gained by the body. So based on that we have simple problems. Suppose you have two bodies. One is M1 200 grams with the temperature 30 degrees centigrade. M2 other body of 100 grams, the temperature is to 60 degrees centigrade. So from this, when you add these two, find T. What you should write? Find T, thermal equilibrium temperature. So from this you learn the formula now. T is equal to M1 T1 plus M2 T2 by M1 plus M2. Now substitute these values. M1 200 into 3. 300 by 300. So if you cancel 300, what we get? 40 degrees centigrade. 40 degrees centigrade. If you want to convert into Kelvin, add 40 plus 273, that is 273 plus 40, 330 Kelvin. So when the masses are different, what you should use? You should use this formula to find the resultant temperature. Suppose, second simple problem, another problem. If masses are equal, T1 is equal to 30 degrees, T2 is equal to 70 degrees. Suppose, then if M1 is equal to M2, then find T is equal to how much? For this, if you observe the simple formula T1 plus T2 by 2, that is 30 plus 70 by 2, that is 100 by 2 degrees, that is 50 degrees centigrade. 50 degrees centigrade. This 50 we add 273 to get how much? 323 degrees Kelvin. So these are the simple methods, simple problems you will get in for 1 mark or 2 marks, sometimes for even half mark. So this water principle of method of mixers, net heat loss is equal to net heat gain. So these problems you should do at home and revise. Now I will give you assignment. What the assignment means? Define specific heat. Write the values of So children, assignment is define specific heat, write the specific heat values of water and let find the thermal equilibrium temperature of two same masses of body with T1 at 50 degrees, T2 100 degrees. Two masses of bodies with T1 50 degrees centigrade and T2 100 degrees centigrade. So this is the assignment. I hope this is the assignment for you. I hope you understood the lesson. So once again, you should read all these topics, and tomorrow I will teach you the main activity which is for an essay question, that is how to find specific heat of body method of mixers. Thank you.